Hey y'all, back at it. Just gonna talk a little Whittakers. Um, there haven't been a whole lot of updates going on, but there's something I would really like to talk about that I noticed. I believe it was Friday. So Betty had asked for some help around the house, cleaning and stuff like that, and there was a picture that had all the people that came and volunteered to help. And who do we see in the middle of this picture? We see BJ there. I don't know what is going on here. They want to get Timmy, Lorraine, and Ray back living there or living in a new house or with Betty is watching them or whatever. And the truth is, obviously, Betty couldn't take care of those three. You know, they weren't taken care of properly, especially Ray with his issues. I mean, they need caretakers, or at least one big caretaker to take care of all three of them. Right now, they're getting taken care of very well. You can bet. Betty can't do it. People out there will say, well, Betty's taking care of them their whole life. No, she hasn't. She's been the one kind of over them. But if you call the way they were living, getting taken care of, I mean, they were just barely surviving. I mean, look at the condition of that house. You know, if Betty was able to take care of them, she could have kept that house in some kind of order, not the way it ended up looking. You wouldn't have Ray running around with crap all over him all the time. I mean, anybody that's watched all these videos, he has crap on his shirt, crap on his pants constantly, pee on his pants constantly. I mean, he needs professional care, not Betty just sitting there telling him what to do, making him a sandwich and a Coke or whatever, getting him some chips. Timmy needed professional care. He wasn't taken care of. Lorraine, I mean, it's just like, give her some chips and a Coke and that's fine. That's not being taken care of. Especially Ray. I mean, out of all of them, Ray was definitely not being taken care of. But the thing is, they were taken away mostly because of BJ being around. When they were taken from the family, that's one of the things that the state was talking about on the video is they let BJ come back. You can't go get a restraining order on somebody and say that person abused you and then turn around, especially mental patients like that, and then turn around, drop the restraining order, let her come back. And all this is known everywhere. I mean, so many people have seen all these videos, millions. If the state of West Virginia allowed this just to keep going on, and people out there, all these people, because you can bet other state officials, employees, and stuff have seen these videos also. I mean, they could be opening up themselves for a lot of trouble if they just knowingly let BJ just go around them. I mean, if you file a restraining order, that means it's serious. And for Betty to do that, then let her go back around, that's showing that Betty, for one, doesn't have good judgment. That's showing that Betty isn't their best caretaker. And also, I mean, who's to say this drug head's not going to do something worse next time? I mean, she hit him with shoes. Her boyfriends or whatever beat the crap out of him. I mean, there's no telling. That could be what's wrong with Ray's knee. I mean, who knows if he didn't get hit with a lead pipe over the knees or something, even years ago. It could just now be really getting worse. We don't know. Timmy's head was always busted open looking. Lorraine always would point to her head. She looked like she was always trying to say something. And if you go back and listen to these videos, sometimes it sounds like she says BJ. Now, she could communicate a little bit. And look how she acts when BJ, on these videos, look how she acted around BJ. She didn't want no part of BJ. There's a reason for this. Even go back and watch the videos where her sons were there. Look how different everybody acted around them. Ray acted different. Timmy acted way different. Lorraine acted different. Go watch those videos and look at it closely. They acted way different when those sons were over there. And they act a lot different when Larry's around too. So, they're not going to lie. Their actions aren't going to lie. There's a lot that we don't know about. And the point is, BJ being over there, it's not a good look at all. Any hopes that they had of even the state even considering letting them come back, they're not going to. As long as Larry and BJ and her bunch are around there, and as long as they are allowed around there, they're not coming back. But people that really care about them, I care about these people. I don't know them personally. Most of you have never met them. But the thing is we've learned by watching their videos, we've grown to care and to like them. It's very unique. I'm rooting for all three of them to have great lives. But they need to be taken care of. And we all know they're not going to be taken care of if they're released. The only way they can be taken care of is, let's say that Eric was able to get them, which at this point I think he's totally out. So somebody like that would have to get custody of them. Someone that can bring caretakers in. They probably need at least two caretakers for all three of them if they're all together. At least two good caretakers. The thing is, that's going to cost money. And it's going to take somebody that has money or that can make money to do this, to take care of them. Maybe Eric couldn't, go get custody, have donations maybe, and be able to use that money and show that he used that money towards care for them. Because if Eric adopts them, I don't think their government's going to give them care. I think it's going to cost out of pocket. I don't know how that really works, but I don't see the government giving them to somebody and then also bringing them extra caretakers. I think if they give them to somebody, they're going to want them to take care of them. And really, it's going to take a special person. It would take a very special person to be able to really take care of all three of them. You're going to have to, keep the pins or whatever on Ray at all times. You're going to have to change him like a baby. You could bet he probably goes to the bathroom. Someone as thin as him, everything he drinks probably goes right through him. So he probably pees 12 times a day. He probably does number two or three times a day. So that would take a lot just for Ray. And plus, feeding them and taking care of them, clothing them, feeding them properly. Not just chips all day. Timmy might not be that hard to take care of. I believe Patrick could take care of Timmy. But to take care of the other two, it's going to take a lot. And the thing is, as much as I like Patrick, I know Patrick's sincere. I really believe it. But Patrick seems not to have that much problem with BJ either, because he allowed BJ to come around. He already came out and said that Larry's always going to be welcome at his house. So as long as Larry's around, you can bet BJ, her bunch, boyfriends, whatever, are going to be around. Eric, on the other hand, there's no way she's coming around with Eric. So it's very complicated. I would love them to get taken care of. I'm very upset with this whole BJ thing. She has no business being over there. I'm tired of people also saying in the comments and stuff, oh, well, they're blood. You know what? Blood is thicker than water, but you can only take so much. And when Betty wants to whine and cry about losing the 3, you know what? There's one person to blame. There's 2 people to blame. It's Larry and it's BJ and her bunch. And really, Betty's to blame for not doing anything about it. Okay? I mean, I know that she's not 100% there like most of us. I know that she's a little off. She's not as off as the other ones, but she's still off. But here's the thing. She could have told somebody. And she could say, hey, I don't want BJ over here. Why can't she stop? Why can't she say BJ can't go around her? Why can't she say BJ can't come to the house? What's Larry going to do? Patrick's there. If she said BJ can't come to my house and Larry threatened her, she could tell Patrick. And I know Patrick would do something about it. At the least, Patrick could call the police and get a restraining order on Larry. So it might not be the case of Larry threatening her. I mean, I don't like Larry, but I also don't see Larry making threats. I see Larry just bending over backwards for his daughter and his grandkids or whatever and ignoring the facts. But Betty should have had enough sense, and damn sure don't take a picture. I mean, everybody out there can see BJ over there. You don't think these government workers, you don't think they're keeping an eye on some of this stuff just to see? Say, because and them getting a lawyer, what's a lawyer going to do? What lawyer, first of all, would want to take this and go against the government? They're not. The state's in control. The state, it doesn't matter what a lawyer wants. The judge, the state, they're in control. This isn't a normal case like, with child custody or anything. This is a real care case. And any judge in his right mind, I know we're talking about West Virginia here, not necessarily the most, brightest state out there, or, even good law state. But no judge in their right mind is going to let them go back around there with BJ and all the drugs and that filth and all that. No judge is going to do that. It doesn't matter what the lawyer does. So the whole lawyer thing, lawyering ups, all that's going to do is just waste money. Now, getting restraining orders on Larry and BJ, keeping that whole bunch away, cleaning a house, getting another house. That house is already shot to hell. That there's nobody's gonna ever better live there. Safely anyways. But getting another house, getting rid of BJ, getting rid of Larry, getting rid of that whole bunch, having a restraining order, showing that you're not gonna let them around anymore. That would maybe open up the state's eyes and saying, hey, let's give them a chance. But I can promise you, as long as BJ's around, it's not going to work. And, it's only a matter of time. She's going to end up, screwing herself up in a matter of time anyways. Whether she's going to overdose or she's going to, get busted. I don't know how she could have all these drugs and not have got busted yet. I mean, if they all did their job around there, they would bust her. I mean, she would get busted. They're wanting to wonder about all this money that people's donated to Eric and to Patrick and all this. You got a druggie right here, a serious junkie, probably connected with a lot of drugs. Why are you not doing anything? Why are you not investigating her? Why are you not saying, hey, let's bring her in, get her to squill? She's getting drugs from somewhere. There's probably a big connection right there. And they don't care about her. That's what I don't understand. When I grew up, if somebody was a junkie like her, they would be They'd be finding out where they're getting them from. They would crack some stuff going on. So we don't know how that's going. I mean, that's kind of crooked looking around there to me. But point is, the judge ain't going to let them go back. All we could do is just hope for the best for them. And honestly, what they have right now is the best. If anybody says they're better off being with Betty, I mean, you're an idiot. I mean, that's just the honest truth. Only an idiot would say they're not better off being at a home. You could bet there's not going to be druggies running around that home beating them up. You could bet Ray's not going to be walking around in shit all day long. You could bet Ray's knees not just going to be all screwed up all day. And, you know, you can bet that Lorraine's going to be taken care of. She's not going to eat chips all day, and that's it. You can bet Timmy's going to be well taken care of. Now, Timmy was taken care of well by Patrick and by, you know, Eric. But the other ones, you know, they weren't. They weren't being taken care of right. So, I don't know what else to say other than, you know, I'm just wanting to see what people's opinions are, what their comments are. You know, if you think they're better off going to Eric, they're just going to have to stay away from BJ. And honestly, if you're somebody out there that takes up for BJ, I'm assuming anybody that takes up for that kind of trash has to be a family or friend. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, she's, you know, none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. That don't mean you just let them go around just doing what they want. She needs to be in jail. She needs to be in rehab. Larry needs to be investigated. They need to find out what's going on with the whole situation with him. And I think they need to investigate the assault that the threes had on them, that she and her boyfriends have done. They need to investigate that. Get it out of Betty. Get Betty to confess what happened. That way they can press charges. They can do some things about this. If they end up putting a couple of them in jail, then, and you know BJ's not getting out, then, hey, it's safer for the three to come back. But as long as she's around and you're just acting like everything's fine and dandy, I don't want to hear anybody feel sorry for Betty. She's fine with BJ being around. She don't care about the other three. So let me know what all you think. God bless you all. God bless America. Be safe.